Imagine your mother begging the neighbors for stale bread to make bread soup, something that only consists of warmed water and crumbs. Having only one underwear for an entire year, and the students mocking you for not owning socks. This was the reality of one small boy who lived in the ghetto of San Antonio, Chile. His mother couldn't read or write and left the home at age 15. Her own mother died when she was a baby, and her father was an alcoholic. The boy's father was only 16 when the two met and married. When the boy started school, the students picked on him, and rather than turning the other cheek, he fought back. The teachers didn't have any faith in him and told him he would go nowhere in his life. But this boy had dreams, big dreams, the kind of dreams that seem impossible to achieve. But when one has a mind and a will to do the impossible, they can make them a reality. By some small miracle, the boy completed high school even though he was involved in drugs, fights, and drinking all through the weekends. But if only by chance, this boy talked to the missionaries of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the same missionaries that he threw rocks at. The boy changed his life. He grabbed a hold of a lifeline to start anew before it was too late for him. This set him on a path that would change his world forever. 5 years later, now as a young adult, the boy's face started to falter. Would his dreams ever become reality? He desperately wanted to serve a full-time mission, but tattoos covered his arms, and one was on his hand. He wasn't able to afford laser treatments to remove the only tattoo required, so instead they took a knife and cut away the skin and burned the remaining tattooed skin, leaving him with a large circular scar right next to his thumb. Through this painful sacrifice, he was able to leave and serve a 2-year mission to Argentina. Near the end of his mission, the boy wasn't sure what he was going to do with his life. Back at home, it was full of what his life used to be. People expected him to act a certain way, and he didn't want to fall back into old habits. One of his missionary companions at the time was from the United States, and they became really good friends. He wanted to know if the boy was interested in coming to the U.S. to work, and his father was willing to be his sponsor. All he had to do was get a visa and buy a plane ticket. The boy jumped at the chance. Suddenly, the boy's world seemed full of hope. When he told his friends back at home his plans, they doubted it would happen. Visas were extremely hard to get, and why would they give it to a poor ghetto boy with no education? There was no money for a plane ticket, and there was no money to settle down there. After an intense interview with the embassy, the boy was granted a worker's visa, and money to pay the plane ticket came to be. He left to the U.S., not knowing a word in English except hello, and with $50 in his pocket. After working a couple of years, he applied to learn English at the English Learning Center at BYU, and he was accepted. But there were issues with his visa, and he had to return to Chile. This time when he came back, he had no money in his pocket, no money for school, no money to even eat, but he was determined to receive an education. The boy completed the Pathway program and is now taking classes at BYU, Idaho. He is set to graduate in 2020, and this boy is my husband. Had he not defied all the people who told him he couldn't achieve his dreams, we wouldn't be here today. He conquered his poverty, ignorance, and delinquent behavior through diligence and perseverance. He grabbed hold of any opportunity to achieve his dreams, and when there weren't opportunities, he created them. He is no longer the small boy begging for food. He is a strong man determined to make a difference in this world.